Good evening, Nova Nation, and welcome to this week's episode of Wildcat Watch Live. I'm Brendan Garrity.
I'm Jessica Murphy.
I'm not sure.
We have a great show for you tonight as we look forward to the men's basketball season and to all the upcoming winter sports. And speaking of men's basketball, today breaking news was released that sophomore Ty Johnson will be transferring from Villanova University. We want to thank him for his hard work and dedication to the Villanova program and wish him the best of luck in his future.
And speaking of the men's basketball team, their season starts this Friday. What are you guys' expectations for the Wildcats?
I'm really excited to see how the new transfers and freshmen do this season.
I don't know about you guys, but I feel pretty confident about this year. The Wildcats are going to get a great team play throughout the year, ride that to a 20-11 record, and get a 9 seed in the NCAA tournament come this March. Bold prediction, heard it here first on Wildcat Watch Live.
Yeah, I definitely think it'll be a strong season for the Wildcats. And speaking of the Wildcats, let's get to some highlights from the past week. Beginning with the game against Carleton University, a school from Canada that came down last week to play Villanova in an exhibition game. The Wildcats shifted players on and off the floor, everywhere from freshmen to the seniors, in order to see how the Wildcats could play together as a cohesive unit. I think this is a very fun decision by Jay Wright, so they can find their balance as a team and find out who's going to be the offensive performers and also hold it down in defense as well. But the Nova Nation's really excited about this upcoming weekend because the basketball season really tips off this Friday night against the District of Columbia, right here on Villanova's campus in the Pavilion at 7 o'clock p.m. But not so fast, because 2 days later on Sunday, the Villanova Wildcats host Marshall on Sunday afternoon. We're really looking forward to this upcoming season and to see how the Wildcats will do heading in towards March. And now over to Matt with some volleyball highlights.
Thanks, Brandon. Last Friday, the Villanova Wildcats volleyball team took on the number 12 ranked Louisville Cardinals in Big East Conference play. In their first game against the national ranked team this year, the Wildcats lost by a score of 3 sets to 0. Nova, unfortunately, was not able to take down the preseason Big East favorites, Cardinals, losing the first set 25-20, the second 28-26, and the third 25-13. Despite the loss, the Wildcats still received 30 individual performances from the senior middle blocker, Cecil Fleet, who had 6 kills and 3 block assists, and Junior Rivera and Ryan Hemmings, who paced the Wildcat defense with 16 keys on the deck. Looking to rebound from the loss, Villanova hit the road 2 days later and traveled to Cincinnati, Ohio to face the Cincinnati Bearcats. Once again, the Wildcats were swept by a score of 86-9. The Bearcats won the first set 25-18, the second 25-16, and the third 25-18. Nova was led on offense by freshman outside hitter Lauren Carpenter's 10 kills, and once again on defense by Junior Rivera and Mariah Henry, who had 10 digs. With the 2 losses, the Wildcats fall to 11-17 on the year, 5-8 in the Big East. Now here's Hunter with soccer and swimming.
On November 4th, the Connecticut Huskies defeated the Villanova Wildcats men's soccer team in the Big East quarterfinal. The number 6 ranked Huskies scored a goal against the Villanova Wildcats late in the first half and unfortunately held off the Wildcats the rest of the way to now have a 1-0 victory. Villanova, with a record of 12-6-2 overall, hopes to continue its season when the NCAA College Cup field is announced on November 12th. Our Wildcats women's soccer team ended their season with a 3-0 loss to DePaul. However, this year's Villanova women's soccer team had one of the most successful seasons in recent history. Senior Heidi Sabatora and junior Taylor Hawk were named to the All Big East second team, while junior Jamie Kranick and freshman Emily Damstrom were named to the All Big East third team and All Big East rookie team, respectively. The Wildcats concluded the 2012 season with a 7-9-3 overall record and a 5-4-1 finish in the Big East, and advanced to the first round of the Big East Championship for the first time since 2009. Villanova's women's swimming and diving posted a 1-1 record this Saturday afternoon in a meet held in the Pavilion Pool. Our Wildcats defeated JMU in the first meet 159.5 to 139.5, but unfortunately lost to WVU 171 to 128 in the second meet. Standout freshman Kaisla Kolinu finished with 2 individual first-place wins and led a victorious relay team for Villanova. Senior Erin Malone earned an individual win as well with the 200-yard breaststroke. Congrats, girls! On the men's side, the Big East announced senior Ben Smith Athlete of the Week last Tuesday afternoon. Although Villanova lost to LaSalle, Smith earned double first-place finishes and had a great relay team performance. The men's swimming and diving team would unfortunately also lose to West Virginia. with a final score of 174 to 113. These two losses leave the team at a record of 0-2. Now on to Jess with rowing.
Thanks, Hunter. The women's rowing team partook in the Head of Schuylkill Regatta last week. Our Wildcats raced 8 boats in 6 different events. The women's Frosh 4 team came out on top in their race with a time of 16:48.48, a whopping 10 seconds before their next competitor. Villanova picked up the 6th and 17th spot in the women's Frosh 8 event, as well as the 4th in the women's pair. Wrapping up the day with the women's Open 4 event, our Cats grabbed the 15th and 19th spot. This event marks the end of the women's rowing season as they resume this coming spring. This past week, our field hockey team closed their season with a 5-3 win over the Georgetown Hoyas. Leah High scored 4 out of the 5 goals to seal the Wildcats' victory. The sophomore had a career single-game high, generating 9 points. High was named the Big East Offensive Player of the Week for this feat. Villanova dominated the offense in this matchup of Big East rivals, as they outshot Georgetown 18-8. With this win, our Wildcats finished their season on a high note and end up with an overall record of 17-12. 3 members of the men's tennis team participated in the ITA Atlantic Regional Championship at the University of Virginia this past week. Junior Thomas O'Brien and freshman Chris Seitz played in the round of 128 singles play. Unfortunately, both were defeated in the first round. Sophomore Chris Abrashimento won in the qualifying round against a Morgan State representative, but fell to a competitor from Philly rival St. Joe's in the second round of play. This tournament wrapped up the fall season and left the Wildcats at 71-36. Now let's send it over to Anthony.
Thanks, Jess. Starting off with cross country, both men's and women's team will be busy this weekend as the 2 participate in the NCAA Mid-Atlantic Regionals this Friday in University Park, Pennsylvania. Moving from cross country to volleyball, our women's team will continue Big East play this weekend as they hit the road and look to end their 3-game losing streak with a win against the Syracuse Orange this Friday, and then hopefully another defiant road victory Sunday against Pitt. Having a week off after a disappointing homecoming loss, our Wildcats football team will look to reestablish their dominance at home this upcoming Saturday as the Dukes of James Madison University come to town. Pending Nova can establish their ground game early, I expect our Cats to rebound from the home upset last week and put the rest of the CAA on notice. Speaking of early establishments, our women's basketball team will kick off their season this afternoon as they face the South Dakota State Jackrabbits in the first round of the Minnesota tournament. If our Cats manage to grab the W, they will then either face Minnesota or Washington State on Sunday. Finally, our men's basketball team will look to get their first official win of the season this Friday here at Villanova as they will face the Firebirds of the University of the District of Columbia. No offense to the Birds, but I expect our Cats to extinguish their flame with relative ease. Following their spat with the Firebirds, our Cats will have another home test as they face the Thundering Herd of Marshall University. With all due respect to Marshall, I have the utmost confidence that our Cats will quell the storm with exceptionally strong play from senior big man Muftau Yaru. As always, we here at Wildcat Watch Live wish the utmost of luck to all Villanova athletics this week. For your upcoming games for the week of November 7th, I'm Anthony Padua. Back to you guys.
Well, thanks, Anthony. Well, that does it for us here at Wildcat Watch Live. Thank you for tuning in to another episode. For Jess, Matt, and Hunter, we'll tune in next week for another great episode. And as always,
Stay Wildcats.